What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. I know it's been overdue. It's been around 8 months since I've recorded a video, but throughout these 8 months I've just been doing a lot of reflecting and a lot of kind of just taking a step back and just making sure that what I'm doing is correct and what I'm trying to put towards you guys is correct as well. But throughout these last 8 months, I've realized that the strategy that I was using didn't really suit well with me, especially because I've moved over from using a broker to now using funded accounts. And I've used many different funded accounts. I've used Funded Next, I've used Alpha Capital, I've used Goated Funded or Goat Trading Funded Trading. I've used multiple different platforms, and right now I'm currently with Goats because it had a good deal, and I lost my 50k funded account with Alpha Capital, and then I just took a step back and I was like, wait, let me just think, let me just recap, let me just take a step back and actually review this whole thing. Because I mean, in South Africa, a 50k funded account's around 5,000 rand, and that's quite expensive, especially if you're my age, not earning a lot of money. So I took a step back and I went for goat funded trading, and the account was 400 rand. And the trading strategy that I'm going to be showing you guys within the next couple episodes, I'm pretty much going to be breaking up the different categories of my strategy into multiple separate videos, just so that I can focus specifically on a specific area in my strategy every video and go in depth with it. And especially with this current strategy, I'm getting a insane win rate, and it's made me be able to pass phase 1, phase 2, and so far looking at around 4,000 rand payout next week. So in this video, we are going to be focusing on session-based liquidity and what session-based liquidity is and why it is so crucial in the strategy that I will be showing you guys. So I'm just going to switch over to my screen so I can show you guys what I mean by session-based liquidity in TradingView. As you can see here, we are on TradingView, we are on the gold or XAU USD 50-minute time frame. And the indicators that I use is Sonar Lab sessions. This is pretty much just the session bases or session times, and it gives this nice little outline of each session just to clearly indicate when a session is, when it opens and closes. Obviously, this isn't the full session. This is just mainly where the main volume happens in a session. Okay, so if we just go into here for anyone who wants to copy it, these are the times and these are the settings that I have for this Sonar trading sessions here. Well, just have a look and find this this indicator. And the other one I use, the EMA 20, 50, 100, and 200 by Dr. Sweets, if I'm not mistaken. EMA 20, yeah, Dr. Sweets, this one up here. And pretty much I cancel out the 20 EMA because it's not that relevant. I mainly look for the 50, 100, and 200. But even then, it's just kind of a representation of how price will react to a certain EMA. And it doesn't really... My previous strategy that I used, not the one that I have uploaded on my YouTube channel, but just a basic liquidity sweep session strategy. I used the EMA a lot to get my bias, but now I don't really look for a bias except for the liquidity sweep. So if we look here, to get into the whole example, session-based liquidity is pretty much the top and the bottom of a session, where price reached in a session, the high and the low. So if we're looking for liquidity, we'll see here an Asia session. This at the top here is buy side liquidity, and this here is sell side liquidity. Pretty much just meaning the high and the low of each areas in a session. Like I said, top liquidity, bottom liquidity, whatever. So when we're looking to enter a trade, we are wanting to see, especially if you want to sell and buy. Now, this is where the crucial part plays in. If you want to take a sell, okay, you want price to sweep the high of Asia or London, but you mainly want to you want to sweep an Asian high, okay? And then again, if you want to take a buy, you'll want to price to sweep the low. But now the crucial thing is you want to make sure that price is outside of the session. So you can't, let's say you wake up, you see that you're currently still in Asia session, and this is the current low. Right here, this is the current low. You can't wait for that low to be swept, because all it's doing is it's creating a lower liquidity in Asia session. And this also counts for London and New York session. You don't want to do that. You want to wait until the session has ended, until price is outside of this Asia block. So we can see here that price here swept. Price here swept. So we are looking for buys because it swept the low of Asia. Okay? And we can also see here that price swept the low of London. So again, you would be looking for buys. All right? But the big crucial thing is, when you are trading this strategy, I mainly use 3 time frames. I use the 15 minutes, I use the 5 minutes, and I use the 1 minute. Just because of the 5 minutes and the 1 minute is purely entry based, which we'll get into in a different video. This is mostly just, the 15 minutes is just to find where the liquidity is. It's just easier than obviously looking on the 1 minute. Oh, here's the top. Then you have to draw a bigger line to see whatever. So the 15 minutes is purely just to make it easier. Just because it's, the candlesticks are bigger. The gaps between the different sessions are smaller. So what is session-based liquidity? Session-based liquidity is mostly where people's stop losses are. When the market sweeps liquidity, it's mostly just kicking people out of the markets. It is telling people, hey, whatever, your stop loss is hit. That means the market has more volatility to move in the future. And in the future, it means later in the day. Maybe a minute, 5 minutes, whatever. So let's say long-term holders. Long-term holders are, let's say on the daily time frame or the monthly or the weekly, are in a sell right now. Okay, so they sell here. They put their stop loss there, and they're looking to make whatever, 1 to 12. Price is going to sweep them out. Sweep them out. This is a bad example because it's supposed to be buys instead of sells because it's swept the low. Not even long-term holders, also short-term holders. It works the same way. So again, what is session-based liquidity? It is where people's stop losses are. And once it is swept, it gives the market like a boost, a coffee boost, a caffeine hit to surge the opposite way. When it sweeps liquidity, normally your bias is in a certain way. Like here, currently your bias is selling off. Okay? So it's going to take the low here, liquidity. And as you can see here, this area here, there's a slight reversal that happens after the liquidity sweep. Okay? And this is where you think, if you drop to a lower time frame, that there could have been a 1 to 5 risk to reward. Okay? It could have been a 1 to 5. Even here, once it's swept, this little section here, okay? That is what we catch with this strategy. We catch the smallest little moves. But again, I'll explain that in separate videos. So, why do we use session-based liquidity? We use session-based liquidity because it shows us that the market is about to have a reversal. Because of the surge or the injection of liquidity, and volume, the price is going to reverse. As we can see here, price went down. Okay. Then here, there was a reversal and price surged up. It is that slight reversal that we catch. It's the smallest little portion, but because we dropped to a lower time frame, our stop losses is lower, meaning our risk to reward is higher, and we can maximize on our profits. Because that is what you want to do when you trade, is you want to maximize the most amount of money you can get from a simple trade without risking too much. I mean, here, you have a $50,000 or $5,000 account. Okay? There, bah, I want to 2.5. $125 profit that you made in a couple minutes. So the steps that you take when you enter a trade, okay, when we're going to get into that later in the video, you'll pretty much look for one thing. As soon as you open your chart, you'll look for, you'll hop onto the 15-minute time frame, and you'll see, okay, normally I wake up around 6 a.m. All right, so that's the last 15-minute candlestick of the Asia session. All right, so when I wake up, when I'm drinking my cup of coffee in the morning, I mark out the high of Asia, the high of Asia, the low of Asia. All right. Now, to make your life easier, if you are busy, if you're studying, if you're in school, if you have to go to work in the morning, what I would do is I would set a alert there and an alert there. So when price hits this area here, okay, you get an alert on your phone or on your computer or whatever, stating that liquidity has been swept. Now, the crucial parts are going to come into the next video when I speak about entry and what we look for before we enter a trade. But for now, I've taught you guys session-based liquidity and why we use it, how to use it correctly. If you guys have any questions, hit me up in the comments below. Session-based liquidity, one of the most important things when using the strategy. Session-based liquidity, don't forget it. Go back into the video and have a look at what indicators I use just to make sure and be precise on what sessions, times. It all depends on different time zones. I'm in South Africa, so SAST, South African Standard Time. But we still use, let me just pull it up here. GMT, time zone GMT, session count 3. Asia is from 12 to 4. London 8 to 10. New York 1 to 3:30. Even though here, Asia 1 to 6. London 10 to 12. New York 3 to 5:30. Okay, it is crucial that you guys use these numbers. All right, use these numbers to get the correct liquidity times and session times, so that you guys can mark out your buy side and sell side liquidity correctly. If you guys did enjoy this video, please drop a thumbs up. Let me know down below if you guys have any questions. You guys can always DM me on Instagram. My username is here. Or on TikTok, my username is here. Alright, hit me up, give this video a like and subscribe. And yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions. But for now, I'll see you guys in the next episode.